May 18th, 2024. How's it going, guys? I got another video for you. What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at my car. And I just got the transmission out. It took me about 6 hours to get this out. I've done this over 2 days. And I want to show this a little bit and show you what I've done and what's wrong with it. So hold on. Alright, guys. Now you can see where actually, so you can see those splines, you can see the edge there where it's all kind of shiny. And it's not good, guys. And I haven't pulled this on off to look completely at the bushing there yet either. But it was kind of starting to chew on that. And what's caused this is actually the arm for the throwout bearing is cracked. And about 3 weeks ago, this car is getting hard to shift. And car is old, and when I got the vehicle, the person told me it had about maybe a fourth of the life of basically the clutch on it. So, I mean, I've been driving it here for about 6 years. Haven't really had no problem or anything until, like you say, the last few weeks. And I wanted to show this. Now, I want to talk about a few things, the technical things on this too. It took me about 6 hours to get this transmission out. I used to put in and out transmissions and all the time in stick shifts, like in pickup trucks and regular normal V8 cars and stuff. And so this was a little bit different, front wheel drive, but not too bad. It was just finding all the little quirks, what you have to do to get around all this stuff. I actually studied engine rebuilding was my specialty, rebuilding engines. But this here, not good. And I'm going to show that in a second here. Like I say, it took about 6 hours. Anybody going to attempt this on a stick shift too, it don't have to be this is a Suzuki AERIO. But if you were doing it on any other vehicle, I mean, it could be a Ford Focus or something else even. But the thing of it is, like I say, you want to be aware about what you're talking time-wise to do it. Now, this transmission weighs, I'm estimating, I can lift it by myself. I took this down by myself. It's probably about 40, 45 pounds, what I'm estimating. But like I say, I want to show this here, so hold on. There's the transmission right there. I would recommend, if you're doing this by yourself, to have a full-size jack, though, not the little Mickey Mouse jack. This was a little bit more helpful here. But if I yank on this, I can't move this. And there's a reason. Right over here, you see there's a crack. And it's put it in a bind. So every time I clutch this, it was putting this in a bind. And not good. Now I'm going to see what I can find out about this arm. I do know they do make replacements. Somebody, I don't know what they cost or whatever. And then I got to find out if the new basically throwout bearing will smoothly go on and off this thing, because it's been doing this for a while, like I say, sideways. And the way this acted, it was just getting harder to shift. Like you'd want to put it into gear, it wouldn't go. And I just assumed that it was probably the clutch was going out of it. Because like I say, when I bought the vehicle, the guy told me it had about a quarter of the clutch left on it. So I thought, well, you know, what I had heard about these, that if the clutches were getting pretty thin, sometimes they wouldn't shift. I did a lot of research on it though, and when I seen this, and I knew right off the bat what the problem was here. So hold on, guys. All right, guys, I just want to show a couple other things real quick here. If you are taking off one of those hydraulic cylinders, slave cylinders, to the clutch, a good way so you don't have to take them off and re-bleed them is you can compress them, keep them. You don't want them to pop out. If they pop out, you're done. But if you once you take them off, you make sure you get to the piston part in time. And then I'm just using basically a wood clamp to hold that in. And like I say, that's one way to bypass all that and not have to have that trouble. Also, when taking all the front end apart here. Hold on. I know you guys have seen people hang these calipers like this before. But what I do, you know what, like at Harbor Freight, they make like a flooring, like square pads you can buy. I actually was using them even for like our crossbow, like guns to shoot at and stuff. I tore a couple pieces off of this foam and stuck it in between the pads. It keeps the piston from going on out. You don't want that piston to pop out. If that piston pops out, you got big headaches on the vehicle. So that's another thing you want to be aware of on something like this. One other thing people don't talk about are these engine mounts. And like I say, the motor mounts do go bad. But on this thing, the problem I had to take this off and put it back on. If you're going to have to do something like this, you want to make sure you put this back on, because on mine I had a bolt on the inside of this that has to go this way, and this had to be taken off. Well, lots of vehicles have 2 bolts. This vehicle has 3 bolts. So, you know, it just depends on what kind of vehicle it is and stuff. And just a heads up on that too. And it was way back in there. Now it says also you can go and you can take all the exhaust off and do all that other stuff, but I mean, then you're just talking a lot more work. You don't need to do that. It was easier just to pull that mount and then put it back in. Plus for safety issues too, guys. Just another heads up. And then I was also going to show what ties are great too. Use ties to tie. I got the shifter cables tied back there, as you can see. Anything you can tie back is a good thing. And when you're taking also these bolts off, if anything, let's see, hold on just a second. Just like this right here, I put the bolts back in this. Now, that way you're not going to lose them. Another thing, a trick when I used to rebuild engines way far back, sandwich bags. Get you some sticky notes and sandwich bags, and then what you do, you just write down where the bolts came from, passenger driver's side, you know, depending on what you're taking off from the engine or whatever else it is, and then you know. And it's just a few helpful hints there, guys. So hold on. So there we go, guys. And like I said, this is movable, as you can see, and I can't lift that up with my 2 hands and carry it. So I say it's probably about 45, 50 pounds. Just bulky more than anything. Just to let heads up, because I know some of the videos that people did on these Suzuki AERIOs and other ones, they didn't say how heavy. And I know 2 guys were doing it and stuff. Now I dropped this myself. I didn't have no problem with it or anything, but just wanted to let everybody see it. So anyway, guys, just some good information. And if you have a Suzuki AERIO, guys, that might help you out if you're doing anything. Anyway, have a good one, guys.